Namaste everybody, welcome to YogaCandi. My name's Candace and today I have a lovely spinal wave flow with some juicy hip openers for you guys today. So this class is going to be absolutely wonderful if you've got a little bit of achiness in the hips and the lower spine, and it's great for mobility for the spine and also for the hip flexors. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it, do your best, and when you first start out in yoga, especially in the first few months, it can actually be quite confusing to actually get that spinal wave nice and fluid, but don't worry, the more you do this class, the easier it'll be. So I really do hope you just have fun with it, do your best, and don't worry if you need to take a break at any point. So we're going to start off in a tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, hugging your belly button back, looking straight between the palms, and just inhale, drop the belly, look to the sky and push your tailbone up to the sky. Exhale, arch, tuck the chin in the tailbone. Take 3 more just like that. Inhaling, dropping, looking up. Exhale, arch. 2 more. One more. From your arch, walk your hands forward. Keep your hips above your knees. And send your forehead down to the ground for your puppy pose. Hugging your belly button back to the spine, breathe deep and try to lift your elbows off the ground. From here, tuck the chin towards your chest as you roll forward, coming all the way to the belly. Inhale, look up for a baby cobra. And exhale, send your tailbone back up to the sky into a puppy pose. Holding your puppy pose, taking some nice deep breaths. Elbows are lifted off of the ground. Lift your forehead off the ground, tuck your chin to your chest and rolling forward into your baby cobra. Or you can come all the way up to a full cobra. Exhale down, pushing yourself back onto your knees into a puppy pose, forehead to the ground. Knees and hips are stacking. Chin to chest, roll forward, back into your cobra, baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale down. Taking 3 spinal waves, taking out arms wider than the mat, elbows in line with the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest as high as you can get it. And exhale down. Keep going, 2 more just like that. Inhale on the lift. Exhale as you come down. One more. Place your hands under your shoulders, feet hip distance, and push yourself up using the strength of your arms into a plank. You can draw your feet together and hold your plank for a nice strong breath. Keeping your head in line with your tailbone. Make sure your tailbone's not too lifted and make sure it's not sinking. And then send it all the way to the sky for your first downward facing dog. Feet hip distance apart and hands around shoulder distance apart. Slightly internally rotate your hands and externally rotate your shoulder blades. So you're trying to pull your shoulder blades apart. Your big toes are slightly looking towards each other and you've got a very small little internal rotation of the thighs. Breathe deep, look through the legs. Now we're going to roll forward with the spine, so tucking the chin to the chest, rolling forwards into a plank. Now to roll back to down dog, we're going to lead with the tailbone. So the tailbone lifts to the sky. You can bend your knees as much as you need to and come back to your downward facing dog. You don't have to have straight legs in your down dog and your heels don't need to touch. Just be where you are today. Let's find those spinal waves. Tuck the chin, arching forwards into your plank. And then lead with the tailbone up to the sky, back to your downward facing dog. 2 more, just like that, as slow as you like to go or as fast. Taking 1 more. Back to your downward facing dog. Just walk your feet just for a moment and then roll forward to plank. Look between the palms and step your right foot as far forward as you can get your foot to go, so that you're in like a runner's lunge. Finding a little bounce, maybe come onto the tippy toes of the front foot, bouncing back and forwards, and then lifting yourself up into a high lunge, taking the hands to the sky, maybe a little back bend, and then draw your hands to heart center. Open them out into a cactus position, just like this. And we're going to exhale, arch, tuck the chin towards your chest and drawing your forearms together. Inhale, open up wide, look to the sky. 3 more, exhale, arch, forearms touch. Inhale, lift. 1 more, exhale, arch. Inhale, lift. From here, place your hands back to the ground. Open up through the right leg, so walk it to the outer edge of your right hand. So now you're in a lizard pose. Maybe find a little rocking motion back and forwards. And then from here, take that foot off the ground and rest your right knee behind your right palm. And we're just going to swivel the back leg out behind us so that we're coming into our pigeon pose. Now, pigeon pose, if you're a little more beginner, you may want to use a block or a pillow and prop it underneath your right hip, underneath your right sit bone. But otherwise, try to square the hips off by drawing this left hip bone down towards the ground, so you're not lifting the left hip off the ground too much. The front leg, keep the heel close towards the left hip. This will make the stretch a little less intense. If you want to go more intense, you can actually have the the shin bone in line with the top of the mat, so at a 90-degree angle. But wherever you are, sit up tall through the spine. So you're getting a little back bend. You're opening up through the chest, through the heart. Point your toes, but point your feet, but engage your toes up towards the top of the mat. And just breathe here with your chest open. Feeling a stretch through the right hip, but then also through the psoas muscle on the left side. If this is as far as you want to go, then that's fine, just stay here. But otherwise, you can find some spinal waves over the front leg. So up tall with your hands as wide as the mat. You can always exhale down, touching your forehead to the ground. And inhale as you come up. And just keep waving at your own pace. You can go fast, you can go slow, and just enjoy this movement. Exhale down, inhaling up. Maybe finding one more spinal wave, but staying down this time, if that's in your practice. And just resting your forehead down to the ground, resting over the top leg. Or you can just stay up on your fingertips. If you're all the way down, just slowly make your way back up again. Place your hands shoulder distance or slightly wider and come up off the back leg. Now step back into your plank and just find a little rocking motion in your plank. And then roll it up and back to downward facing dog. Feet hip distance, hands shoulder distance. Taking some deep breaths in your down dog. Finding that spinal wave, tuck the chin to the chest, wave forward to plank. And now come up off of the left leg and step it as far forward as you can get it into your runner's lunge once again. You can come onto the tippy toes of the left leg and just find a rocking motion back and forth. And then plant the heel. Using the strength of your core and your legs, come on up into a high lunge position. Front leg is bent at a 90-degree angle, or it can be a bit less, it's okay. But don't exceed the front toes. Make sure you can still see the front big toe. Back leg is nice and straight. Inhale the hands to the sky. Look up, maybe take a little black bend. And then draw your palms to your chest. Now open up to your cactus arms once again. Your elbows in line with your shoulders. And we're going to exhale, draw the forearms together, tuck the chin and lean forwards. Inhale, open the arms back to cactus, look to the sky, open your chest. 3 more just like that. Take 1 more. Don't worry if you lose balance, and inhale, open the chest, and then plant your hands on the ground. Heel toe your left foot to the outside edge of the left palm, hands still shoulder distance, into our lizard pose. And find a rocking motion back and forth. Sinking the hips nice and low in your lizard. And then lifting this left leg off the ground and drawing that left knee behind the left palm. Send your right toes further back behind you for our pigeon pose. Remember, the more bent the front knee is, so the closer the heel is to the right hip, the easier the stretch will be. So just sit into the pose, push your back up, look to the sky or look straight ahead, opening up through your heart. Finding your breath once again, lengthening it and slowing it down. Feeling that stretch through the left hip and through the right psoas muscle. And from here, if you would like to, you can lean slightly forwards, taking your arms wider than the mat or just as wide as the mat, and finding your spinal waves if that feels good. So you can tuck the chin as you come down, exhale, inhale, lifting the chest, look to the sky. Keep going. If you're enjoying your spinal waves, you can always stay down on your forearms now and rest your head over the top leg so your body weight is all coming down to the floor. Make sure that right hip bone is facing the ground and not lifting up. Breathe into the pose. And then slowly lift yourself up if you were all the way down, back into your pigeon pose. This time take your weight over towards your left hip And start to bend the right knee. So we're coming into deer pose. So the left knee is bent in front of us at about a 90-degree angle to the top of the mat. Look at your right leg and bend that at a 90-degree angle to your right hip. So your knee is in line with your hip and your knee is in line with your ankle. And from here, start to walk your hands forward and coming over the top leg. You can come all the way down to the forearms, or you can stay up on the fingertips. But start to push that right hip bone down towards the ground as best you can. So you can feel that stretch on the inside edge of the right thigh, but you can also feel a lovely opening of this left leg as well. So wherever you are, just breathe deep. Come on up and twist. Look towards the left side of the room. Just taking a little twist here and pushing that right hip bone down towards the ground a little more. And then moving the hands towards the right. Look towards the right ankle and start to come on leaning forward towards the right just a little bit. Taking a breath, and then come back to center. We're going to windshield wiper the legs so that they end up in this position but on the other side. So taking the knees over towards the other side of the mat. So now our right leg is in front and the right knee is in line with the right hip. The shin is parallel to the back of the mat. Engage the foot so that the toes are facing forwards. Once that leg is in position, look at your left leg. Make sure the hip is in line with the knee and the knee is in line with the heel. Also engage the back toes so the back toes are facing away from you. Pushing that left hip bone down towards the ground. Facing the front shin, so the right shin. And starting to lean forwards. If you need to, you can just stay up on the fingertips here. Or you can come all the way down to the forearms over the front of the right shin. Breathing into the pose. Close your eyes if you would like to and just breathe here. And then come on up if you're down on your forearms and taking that twist. So twisting over towards the right side of the room or towards your right shoulder. Just look beyond your shoulder there and breathe. Pushing that left hip bone down to the ground. And then facing forwards and start to twist towards the left leg, coming a little forward, taking a big breath. And then back to center. Now windshield wiper your legs back to the other side. We're going to take our inner soles, I'll face you, the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to fall open. Some of you may find that your knees are very lifted, and that's okay. Just hold on to your big toes or onto the feet and sit up as tall and as straight as you can. If that's still not possible, you can always place your hands behind your back and sit up. Just push your chest towards the sky, and that's fine, it's okay. But if you have the flexibility, allow your legs to fall open. You might want to find a bit of movement, maybe flapping the legs up and down, maybe that feels good. And you can just stay here in your butterfly, just sitting up tall through the spine, feeling the opening of the hips. Or you can start to come all the way down to your forearms, maybe even bringing your head all the way to the floor. But wherever you are, just breathe and enjoy. Don't force your body into anything. If you feel pain, then back up, and you need to come up and out of the pose slowly and gently, and just come to a position that works for your body. All right, coming on up, draw your knees together, take your feet hip distance apart, but your knees still bent towards the sky. Extend your arms out long and slowly roll your spine all the way down to the ground. We're going to do some of our final poses of today's class. So finding a bridge pose, make sure your fingertips can just about touch your heels. They're hip distance apart. And inhale, lifting your hips to the sky, squeezing your glutes. Maybe interlace your fingertips behind your back and come on up a little higher, sending your tailbone higher to the sky. Breathe into this pose. If your hands are interlaced, just remove them, get your shoulders back in position, and very slowly let's all drop our spine as vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back down to the ground. And finally, we're going to take a spinal twist, extend through the left leg, take it out long. Take your left hand to your right knee and draw that right knee across the body and down towards the ground. Open this right arm in line with your shoulder. Look beyond the fingertips and try to draw the right shoulder blade down towards the floor at the same time as drawing that right knee towards the ground. So twisting the spine, taking some deep breaths. Now release that right knee, draw it back to the center. Hug the knee up towards your right armpit. And then reverse, so just take the right knee, the right leg nice and long. Hug your left leg up towards your armpit, up towards the armpit, and then taking the right hand to the left knee, draw that left knee down towards the ground, over towards the right side. Open this left arm out so the hand is in line with the shoulder. Look beyond the fingertips. And the aim is to try to draw this left shoulder blade down to the ground at the same time as drawing the left knee down to the ground to the right. You can close your eyes and just enjoy the twist, breathing deep. Okay, slowly untwist by lifting that left leg to the sky and hugging the left knee up towards the left armpit. And extend the left leg out long, coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Try not to skip this part and just enjoy this mindful moment, being in the present moment, just breathing and enjoying being. So allow your feet to fall open. They must be a bit wider than hip distance. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body, your palms facing the sky, with your hands a few inches away from your body. Your face is facing the sky. Take a big inhale and a big exhale out the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And now allow your breath to be totally natural. I'll talk you through a quick relaxation before we finish our class today. Just breathe naturally. Any thoughts that pass, imagine that they're a cloud against the blue sky. And as that cloud comes in with a thought, just watch it pass as it drifts past your mind's eye. Just relax your whole body and take a moment to imagine the sounds of the ocean. Imagine it drawing in closer towards your toes. Picture the ocean moving backwards and forwards, as if your breath is controlling the ocean. On every inhale, the wave is coming towards your toes. On every exhale, it's retreating back to the ocean. Now imagine the warmth of the sun shining down on your head. And spreading all the way through your body, down to your fingertips, and all the way down to your toes. Your whole body is warm as the ocean comes towards your toes and retreats as you exhale. Become aware of how the light is shimmering off of the ocean as you see the water draw towards your toes. Now imagine the sounds of laughter around you and seagulls singing. Picture yourself from far away just standing there, the sun beaming down on your body, your eyes closed, and the ocean drawing in and retreating. Imagine the wind in your hair. Just taking a moment here of complete silence together. You can stay with this image. You can go for a walk along that beach. Or you can lie down in the sand. Breathe with these sensations. Enjoy this moment. You can stay here and meditate as long as you like, or you can end with me. Wiggle your toes and your fingertips, and then rotate your hands and your feet in one direction and then in the other. With the eyes still closed, slowly make your way to your side body. Lie there just for a moment. And then push yourself up into a seat. Your eyes are still closed. Sit up tall through the spine. And take 2 deep breaths. I'm going to chant the sound of Om just once. You can join me or just listen. Draw your hands to heart center, bow your head. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. Namaste, everybody. You can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Do let me know in the comments below how you got on, where in the world you're practicing from, and if you have any video requests for next time, then that would be really lovely and I can jot them down for you. Until next time, everybody, enjoy your day. Namaste.